Howdy and welcome to my home. I'm declaring this Sweatpants Saturday because I'm just at my house. And I thought I'd like to show off the Hawaiian vanilla beans that we're going to be featuring in our upcoming group order. But since like New Year's was on Wednesday, I didn't have a chance to do that out at Indri Vanilla headquarters where I could pull out the vanilla beans and show them to you. So I asked this morning what you'd rather do, and everybody was like, let's make food. And there was a lot of votes for something savory and marshmallows. And now I am not the best marshmallow maker, but I'm happy to show off what I can do, and it'll be live. So anyway, this is probably going to be a longer live video, but welcome on board. If you have questions, I've got my husband behind the camera, so Cody can say hi with his voice.
Hello.
So he can read off questions if they come in. So I wanted to start by making something savory. That was a request that a lot of people had. And so I have some leftover ham from Christmas. It was on clearance after Christmas. So this is a ham bone, and that got ham on it. I cut most of this ham off of it, but there's still quite a lot on there. So we're gonna make some Anasazi beans with ham. Now I got these Anasazi beans from my where my mom is at. These are a dry bean that are grown like by the Navajo people and around the Four Corners. So in like southern Utah, southern Colorado, northern Arizona, northern New Mexico area. Anyway, you can make ham and beans with other types of beans, but I had these and they're so fun. I'm not trying to show, I'm just showing off what I've got here. So they're kind of like, I don't know, they have like a cowhide pattern on them, but they are a really rather sweet bean, and because they're also very tender, so I didn't need to pre-soak them. So I'm just gonna make a big pot of ham and beans. If you have questions about vanilla beans, please leave them in the comments and we'll talk about them as I sit in here in my kitchen by myself cooking. So I'm gonna put in the ham, get that going in there. Okay, that one will go for later. Oh, sorry, rinse off my ham off of my hands here. So that was just a store-bought spiral sliced ham. I cut off most of the meat and I saved that for later meals. And I'm going to add about, I should probably measure and rinse these. I was gonna do about 2 cups of beans here. If I was doing this with like navy beans, Great Northern beans or something that were dry, I would probably soak them overnight first. I just know that these Anasazi beans are really, really tender and the skins are very, very thin on them. So I don't need to rinse them, soak them. I am going to still rinse them. You can see my kitchen. I'm just gonna rinse them off really fast. And I made my husband promise not to show this sink because there's dirty dishes in it. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person who's nervous about letting people see my dirty dishes in my sink. But I'm just going to quickly inspect these beans to make sure there's nothing broken or any dirt clods or anything like that in them. But they're really cool. I like them. All right, in go the beans. And I'm going to add a whole bunch of water. I'm going to make this a really, really simple soup. And just like cover that with water. And then I'm gonna add, that's about 2 quarts of water that I put in there. This is a big pot. This is gonna make a ton of beans, which I love them. But my kids not so much, but you know what? They can get over it. Anyway, do we have anybody watching live? Mm-hmm. Nice.
39 people?
39? Wow, we're popular today. I'm gonna add some, if you have any questions or if you want to talk about, I am supposed to be talking about vanilla beans. And I'm so far just talking about Anasazi beans, which was not really my intention, but anyway, I'm going to add some celery that I already chopped and an onion. And I was going to pre-chop the carrot too, but I had to show you this crazy carrot because I just pulled it out of my garden. It's January and I pulled this out of my garden because homegrown carrots can stay. Oh, I hope all of this fits in this pot. Homegrown carrots can stay in the ground until you're ready to pull them. And look how huge this thing is. I'm assuming that the top part here is a little bit on the bitter side, so I'll probably cut that off, but I'm just going to quickly peel it and demonstrate it and chop it up. So let's talk vanilla beans for a little bit. So today is Saturday, January. Nobody should be required to know the date in the month of January, I think. What is it? January 4th? Yeah?
I think so.
Yeah, January 4th. And on Monday, January 6th at 10 a.m., we're going to open a new group order for vanilla beans, for Hawaiian vanilla beans. They will be $20 an ounce. Somebody had asked that. It will open at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That's kind of our standard time for my string from my Anasazi beans is kind of taking over. Yeah, that's that kind of bitter end there. So I'm just going to take that part off. But, wow, this is a huge carrot. We're going to have these vanilla beans up and going. Now, we've had Hawaiian vanilla beans for sale in the group many, many times, and we love them. We call the Hawaiian vanilla beans our supermodel beans because they are usually gourmet length. They're really long. They're luscious. And they smell amazing. I always detect notes of honey and tropical flowers and stuff. Now, I have never had the pleasure of being able to actually visit Hawaii. So Hawaiian vanilla beans are about as close as I get sometimes. But they smell what I imagine Hawaii must smell like. They're sweet, they're fragrant, they're slightly floral, but not like perfumey floral, like tropical fruit and stuff. But they are a planifolia vanilla bean. That's the species of vanilla bean that they are. But they, I don't know, I would say that they're among the sweetest of the planifolia varieties. We also have other species like the Tahitensis species, but these are planifolia species. They are cured in the bourbon cure method, and they are one of our group favorites. So people were asking for a vanilla bean application that featured vanilla beans, and I was going to make this soup and add in a vanilla bean to let it just kind of steep in there. Wow, this pot is incredibly full. That's okay. I'm not going to continue going live until this soup is done. This is going to probably take about 4 or 5 hours. So I'm just going to let it just simmer away on my stove. So far I have added ham, Anasazi beans, which are a dry bean, but they're very tender and they're very similar in the end to Great Northern beans, navy beans, or you can use pink beans as well if you don't have Anasazi beans. They're kind of a specialty thing, the Anasazi beans. And I had them in my cupboard and I just thought, might as well show them off. Plus they came in this cute burlap bag and oh, so cute. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna add a couple of vanilla beans. That one was really gushy in caviar, so I might as well just show, like pulling out the caviar. I think these were Madagascar Mexican. That's not even a Hawaiian bean. I should be using a Hawaiian vanilla bean, but that wasn't in my jar that I've been pulling my vanilla beans from. So Sorry.
We got a couple people from Kansas and 50 people watching.
Hi. Hi, if you're from Kansas, I'm from Utah, and it's kind of a snowy day. All right, so I think oh, and I was going to put in white peppercorns. I remembered. Hang on, let me get the vanilla caviar off of. Oh no, I'm washing all the vanilla caviar down the drain. It's a good thing I didn't do that on camera. You guys would be, it's like, oh no, it's the sudden death of the caviar. So one thing that we're selling currently on the indrivanilla.com retail site, or retail website, is white peppercorns. And we were restocking them yesterday, and this was what was left in the box. And so like, I got to take home this little tiny sample. It was really cute. But I like these. They're kind of, I don't know, they're kind of citrusy in flavor. They are a little bit spicy because they're peppercorns. Anyway, I was putting them in my peppercorn grinder here. And I was going to add some of these to the soup because I think that they'll make a really nice balance. Because the vanilla beans are just going to bring out the sweetness of the ham and the onion and the bay and the carrot without overtaking it with like sugar. You know, we don't want to add sugar to savory things, but you want to add, oh, here's my lid. You want to add something that will enhance and bring out those yummy flavors. And, sorry, I dropped the bottom there. And vanilla does a great job for that. So if you're making something savory, like a soup or a stew, and that has some sweet, naturally sort of sweet components, like carrots, like onions, like ham, adding a little bit of vanilla can really bring out that amazing flavor. So I'm trying to keep this a really simple soup. So I'm just, like I said, I've got ham, onion, celery, carrot, a couple of bay leaves, a few vanilla beans, and now a bunch of white peppercorns. And I'm just gonna let that steep or simmer there for, I don't know, probably about 4 hours. I've got my heat on medium low. And when it comes to cooking, I drop things on the floor apparently, but then I also tend not to measure a ton. When this is all done, I will pull the ham bone out and I'll pick all of the meat off of that and return the meat back to the soup. I'll try and remove as much of the fat. There was quite a bit of fat still on my ham bone when I put that in there, but I'll try and take that out at that time. And then I'll test for final seasonings. I might add more garlic or more white peppercorns. I haven't added any garlic at this point, but I might add some garlic. And if it really needs to enhance the broth, like if the broth needs to get richer, I will add some chicken bouillon, usually. That's what I'll do. So that's my soup. And I think I'll serve it tonight with some blue corn muffins because going with that kind of Navajo, Southern Utah feel, that was really good. So time to make marshmallows and keep talking about vanilla beans. If anybody has questions, let them go. So I'm just going to let that go. Time to make marshmallows.
So we got people from Virginia, Connecticut, and North Dakota, Maryland, and Michigan.
Hi, I grew up in North Dakota. Well, I went to high school in North Dakota. So I'm glad to see everybody here. All right, so we're making marshmallows. Now, in this pot, to save time, I pre-measured my ingredients. So this is the syrup. So when you're making marshmallows, you have like two kind of sections or parts. You have the bloom and you have the syrup. And this is the syrup. This is very simple right now. It is 400 grams of sugar, and I did this by weight, and 200 grams of corn syrup, half a cup of water, and a pinch of salt, like a quarter teaspoon of salt. The water and the salt are not quite as critical to get exactly to the gram measurement. And there's a lot of recipes for marshmallows that don't have you do this by weight. But one nice thing about measuring corn syrup by weight is that you don't have to get a measuring cup dirty. You can just squirt it right into the, I put this pot on my scale, I tared it out, and then I added the corn syrup until I had 200 grams. And then I don't have to have another sticky, messy device or measuring cup. So that's kind of a nice thing. Now it's probably time for me to upgrade my candy thermometer, but it still reads accurately. So I'm going to be using my trusty handy dandy thermometer. It's just my analog thermometer. Turn on the light so I can see it. We're going to cook this to 232 degrees Fahrenheit. I live in northern Utah at an elevation of about 4,500 feet. So if you live at lower elevation, your marshmallow is going to need to cook to a different temperature. We have to, I can't remember what the exact thing, you know what? Google it for your elevation in your area. I know that at sea level, your marshmallow cooks to about 240 degrees. And you subtract degrees as you go up in elevation. I'm at 4,500, it's 232. I apologize, I have not memorized all of those kinds of facts right now. So I'm gonna get that going. I wanted cinnamon marshmallows today because I really like cinnamon marshmallows. So that's what we're gonna do. So I've got the syrup getting started now. And let's make the bloom. So Cody, if you wanna show them. So I've got half a cup of cold water. I'm gonna add that to the bowl of my stand mixer. And we're going to sprinkle on top of that 3 packets of unflavored gelatin. And this is just like the Food Club brand. This is the El Cheapo brand. But I know that some people feel strongly about different flavors or like the smell of unflavored gelatin. I have not found that it bothers me. Well, I mean, it definitely has a smell, but it doesn't bother me in the final product. So if you feel strongly about that, there are different brands of unflavored gelatin, but all of them will have some kind of an aroma. So I don't know. I don't know what to say or to suggest. So that is going to just kind of sit here and soak for while the syrup gets up to temperature. But since like I said, we're going to make cinnamon marshmallows. So I like to add, well, this is my sister Catherine's recipe and her suggestion. We're gonna add 2 teaspoons, which is, I'm measuring in a tablespoon, so I'm just gonna go a little bit shy because a tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, right? So, and this is our own Indri Vanilla Ceylon cinnamon. So what I have done with this is we got those Ceylon cinnamon sticks. We had a group order on them earlier this year, and just yesterday, was it? No, 2 days ago, we did a final shout out on the little bit that we had left from that group order, and it sold out on our retail site. So we currently don't have any available on the retail site, but this is a product that we have enjoyed multiple times. They're whole Ceylon cinnamon sticks. They're very papery, and they're really fragrant, and when you grind them up, they get really fragrant. I toasted them. I blended them up in my handy dandy KitchenAid, or not KitchenAid. This is my KitchenAid. This is my Vitamix, and I always get those 2 names mixed up. I blended them into a powder, and so this is toasted powdered Ceylon cinnamon, and it's really yummy. So we're going to add 2 teaspoons of Ceylon cinnamon to the bloom, and that's what's going to be the primary. Oh, I did want to add, because these, I like have just a tiny bit of an extra burn, like that kick. That's how I like my cinnamon marshmallows. But I don't know, if you don't like them, the beauty of homemade things is that you can make them the way you like them. I'm going to add just a little shake, like maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. That was like 1/8 of a teaspoon. So maybe even my 13-year-old won't whine too much about it being spicy, but that's cayenne pepper, so hot red pepper. So we're gonna let this go our This is going to take a while. I'm going to kick up the heat. I hope this is the part that I was like, this is going to take a long time to go.
We've got upstate New York, Missouri, Pennsylvania, Idaho, Maryland, Michigan. Let's see, and Virginia, North Dakota again. So one question that popped in was from Amy. She said, "Where do you get the blue corn?"
Oh, the blue corn and for my blue corn muffins and stuff.
Where do you get blue corn muffin or blue corn?
So I got, this is not going to be super helpful. I got both the Anasazi beans and blue corn cornmeal from a little shop down in Bluff, Utah, when I was visiting my parents who are serving a religious mission in Bluff at Bluff Fort right now. But I know that you can order them online from Adobe Milling is a place that sells these things, and you can just go to their website. You can get blue cornmeal and you can get the Anasazi beans, and they have other good deals on other similar items that are very special. So that's Adobe, like Adobe Milling. And I think I know they have a website, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And I'm not affiliated with them at all. It's just something that I had. And since this is a Saturday in Lisa's kitchen, I thought I would be just showing you what I'm making for dinner and what I'm just making right now.
So Emily asked, is there going to be another order on $5 beans the first half of 2025?
Probably not. So that's just the quick answer. So back in December, we had a Cyber Monday. It started on Cyber Monday, but it went for two weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks full. So that was the first couple of weeks of December. We were selling Timor-Leste vanilla beans, extract grade vanilla beans for $5 an ounce. That's the lowest price of vanilla beans we have ever sold at Indri Vanilla. It was a Cyber Monday special. It was a really cool deal. And prices on vanilla beans have generally been coming down over the last few years. So I can't say, no, we will absolutely not be able to match that price ever again. But if we can, we most certainly will, because we love selling things for less money. It makes us all happy too. I got to keep an eye on my temperature because my syrup is bubbling here. But we do know that the first couple of orders of vanilla beans are going to be for Hawaiian V. planifolia, and I brought out some of my Hawaiian extracts that I can show. This one I've had going since 2021. This one is in diluted Everclear, and I can hardly smell the alcohol at all, and that one is really sweet. Our Hawaiian vanilla beans are really honey forward and, well, vanilla forward. They're vanilla first and foremost, but they have these honey undertones that I just really like. And so that's why I paired them up. This is one of my favorite extracts. You can see because it's like half gone. This is Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey. Now this honey whiskey, it's a Tennessee whiskey blended with honey liqueur, and that's at 70 proof normally. So I added a little bit of Everclear to bring it up to about 80 proof. And this one just smells like honey vanilla goodness. I don't know. I love that one. That one again was made in 2021. So we're going to do the Hawaiian vanilla beans first. That will be starting on Monday, January 6th, and it's only going to be a 1 week long order. So if you want to get in on any Hawaiian vanilla beans, make sure that you get that order form filled out next week. They are $20 an ounce. They are our most expensive vanilla bean that we sell by group order. But we love them, and we really love our Hawaiian supplier. He's just like salt of the earth. He's just such a wonderful, wonderful person. And so we love teaming up with him. In the past, we've worked with him to make donations to the wildfire victims and the rebuilding efforts after the wildfires in Maui a couple of years ago, year and a half ago. I can't remember exactly when that was, but that's been a real privilege to work with them. So Hawaiian vanilla beans are coming up. Then on January 13th, we're going to have India vanilla beans are coming back for a group order. They will be $11 an ounce. We haven't had them for a year for group orders. So it's high time, right? So we're really excited to have those back in action. And then we know that in the first few months, we're waiting for some things to arrive to Indri Vanilla, not here to my house, but to our Indri Vanilla HQ. But we've got Ugandan probably coming up, Ecuador Vitahiensis. We'll do another group order of Madagascar bourbon. And then later in 2025, probably towards the end of the spring or early summer, we will start doing some spice group orders. And we'll do those a little bit differently, but we'll have plenty of time to talk about them in the upcoming months. All right, my syrup is getting closer. So one thing that I learned about making candy is that if little bits of sugar spill onto the sides of your pan, they can get stuck up there and they can form crystallization, which causes your sugar syrup to get gritty and your final product to not be, it can make it turn to sugar or crystallize. So I got to watch out. Oh, I think I'm about there. 232 degrees. I'm taking off the heat and removing my thermometer. And now it's time to add it to our sugar bloom. So I'm making marshmallows. I'm making cinnamon marshmallows. So I'm gonna get this just going on slow. And then, so in here we had gelatin. In the mixer, we had gelatin and water, and the gelatin has been blooming. And then in the sugar syrup, we had sugar, corn syrup, and a little bit of water and a little bit of salt. Now, this is the, I don't know, trickiest part, I guess, of making marshmallows. You just start slowly drizzling in your boiling syrup into your bloomed gelatin. Now remember, I did add some cinnamon and a little bit of cayenne pepper to the bloom, to the blooming gelatin. So that's already in there. And we're just on slow, we're slowly drizzling in this hot syrup. Take time with him.
Ray asked, what will the theme names be? Love the Harry Potter theme.
Oh, for the next, we're currently on a flower theme. So Hawaii will be orchid. We currently have nasturtium, which is Papua New Guinea V. planifolia, which are also lovely vanilla beans. And they're only $8 an ounce. So if you want a cheaper vanilla bean and Hawaiian is not calling your name, then P&G Planty is a really, really good one. Let's see. I can't remember exactly. I know that a while ago we had a contest for the next upcoming orders. And we had, or themes for the alphabet themes. And we had a couple of people, well, several really great entries, but our winners, I know that there was a Bluey or kids shows theme in there that was really, really fun in alphabet that they had come up with. And there was a hilarious one that was onomatopoeia words. So it was like, I can't remember all of them. So I don't know if those are what we're using next. But those are in the mix. I can't remember exactly. You'll have to ask somebody who's got a computer that can look it up really fast. Anyway, so now I'm going to let my marshmallows mix for a while. Right now they're on low, but I'm going to slowly speed them up. I don't want to go too fast because then it'll start flinging marshmallow all over the place.
Ray says a military theme sounds fun.
Military theme would be fun. I've always wanted to do a music theme. Maybe we'll do that sometime. And have either composers or musical instruments or something like that.
Emily asked, why does it take longer for bourbon and such extracts to finish compared to vodka?
Because bourbon, spiced rum, things like that, they have much. Oh, I just realized I'm on a microphone. I hope people can hear Cody's voice. He's asking me questions. I'm going to get this. Hang on, let me get my marshmallows going. Can't forget about them. And I'm going to set a timer so I don't forget. So they're up on high. And we're just going to start a 6-minute timer. That's usually about how long I like to spend. So let me step away from the mixer so hopefully it's not quite as loud. So somebody asked, why do bourbon extracts made with bourbon or spiced rum take longer to be done than vodka? That's a great question. It's because those bourbon and spiced rum, they come already with a lot more flavor in them. Vodka, white rum, and like diluted Everclear are much more neutral in flavor in and of themselves. They don't have a really strong alcohol flavor to begin with. So it doesn't take as much time or as much vanilla bean power to overcome that flavor that's already there and to become more prominently vanilla than just vodka flavored. Now, bourbon and spiced rum will always have a finished extract that has that little bit of bourbon and spiced rum flavor to it. So if you are wanting something that's just pure, straight up vanilla, then I would always go with a neutral alcohol choice, like vodka, like white rum. But if you want something that's more complex, that's deep, or if you happen to enjoy the flavor of bourbon or a spiced rum, then go with one of those. I like experimenting with all of them. My personal favorites include Kraken spiced rum. I really liked this Tennessee honey whiskey with Hawaiian vanilla beans that I've made in the past. This one is Pau Maui vodka. This is one of the famous, this is a pineapple vodka from Hawaii. And this one's only 6 months old. And it already smells really, really good. So those are good options. All right, so I hope that answered your question.
So somebody said, I ordered and it says pending.
Somebody asked, they ordered and their lookup tool says it's pending, probably. I think they're talking about their lookup tool. We've been on vacation for the past couple of weeks because it's been Christmas and then New Year's. And we've been running on very short staff and we haven't been shipping hardly at all. So if our lookup tool or our payment matching systems have not been as fast as what you're accustomed to, please don't worry. Just give us a minute to get back to going get things. Now, if you have an order form that you're just sure that we haven't got it squared away and you're getting worried about it, don't hesitate to give us an email, indriesvanillabeangroup@gmail.com. Sorry, this is really loud, but that's where you'll get the best information and we can respond to your emails when we're back online.
So they said they can hear me fine when I talk.
Good.
And I'm assuming they can hear you fine as well.
Good. Are there any other questions?
What vodka would you suggest for Hawaiian?
So Ocean vodka is really popular. They come in these like blue ball-shaped glass bottles. It is a more expensive and kind of hard to find vodka, but that's really mild, very delicious, and it makes a fantastic vanilla extract. This Pau Maui one also, both Ocean and Pau Maui are made in Hawaii, which is really cool because, you know, Hawaiian vanilla beans, Hawaiian vodka. This one is a very sweet, mild vodka as well. Those are great. But I also get it. You're spending 20 bucks an ounce on Hawaiian vanilla beans. You might want something that's not quite as expensive. If you are fortunate enough to have a Costco near you that does sell alcohol, Kirkland French vodka is really a good one. I also, oh dear, I think my Echo device just added some vodka to my shopping list. Let's see, what else? I usually use a cheap vodka, honestly, unless I'm doing a specific test. I usually go with like Potter's vodka. Mauna makes a good vodka. Even something like Seagram's or Smirnoff are really good for vanilla extract with Hawaiian vanilla beans.
So somebody asked, where do I go if I have a question about my order?
If you have a question about your order, a lot of questions can be answered with our second resource in our resources page. That is the individual order lookup tool. And you can look it up and you can see if we've got your order, if we've got your payment, when you're going to ship, if we've shipped. Are we still going?
Yeah, I said we did.
Okay, sorry, we had a hiccup there, technical difficulties.
So if you have a question about your order on the lookup and you're still confused or something, what would you do?
If you had a question with the lookup tool, if you had a question for your group order and you can't get it answered by the lookup tool, by the way, I'm finishing my cinnamon marshmallows. I added a couple of drops of cinnamon oil, and now I'm going to add a good healthy squirt of vanilla paste. That's probably about a tablespoon of vanilla paste. You want to see them? Come look. So here's my marshmallows. See how they're like threading off the sides? That's how you know they're done. That took about 6 minutes of whipping. And there's still, also the bowl is almost touchable. Like, it's not flaming hot anymore. I gotta get this one off.
We got this for Christmas, so we don't know how to use it yet, so we're still working on it. And
there we go.
so where do you go if you have a question and you can't find it on the lookup tool and you can't get help anywhere and you're stuck?
Then please send us an email. indriesvanillabeangroup@gmail.com.
So that's the and nothing worked. You couldn't find anything.
You couldn't find the answer, and you just need to talk to somebody. We have an email address, indriesvanillabeangroup@gmail.com, and we check that every day that we're working. Business days. So, but there we go.
So somebody asked about the cool bottle you're squirting the vanilla.
Oh, the squirt bottle. So this is a first in, first out squeeze bottle that has a snap lid, and I was trying to find one. Hang on.
What does first in, first out?
That means that it opens on both ends. So that means that I can unscrew this end and I can unscrew this end.
So you can put, the older stuff will be on the...
Yeah, it's a condiment squeeze bottle for like relish. I found one that was for thicker items. Now I got this one from Webstaurant store. I was thinking about I was doing research for items that we could sell on our retail site, and I didn't like this one too much for selling it on the retail site because it is so large, and that makes shipping and storing kind of hard because it doesn't even fit in my cupboard very well. I have to keep it down with my flour. It's a 24-ounce bottle. It's pretty big. I did find a different squeeze bottle that I liked a lot better for vanilla paste, and that one we have listed on the retail site. So if you're interested in looking at a squeeze bottle that's a little bit smaller, it's an 8-ounce size. It's a lot more manageable of a size, but it's still a condiment squeeze bottle. You can check that out on indrivanilla.com.
Somebody asked how you got your cinnamon oil.
How I got my cinnamon oil. This one, I think that it's a Loran Oils, that oil, and I think that we bought it from...
I think it was from...
Orson Gigi.
Yeah, Orson Gigi.
Which is a...
I did make cinnamon oil once, and it was really cool, but was hard to get the oil out of the water, and I didn't really know how to do that, but it was fun. I made a bunch of cinnamon oil.
That's really good.
Is it too spicy?
No, it's perfect. Ooh. Oh, and I'm pouring this into a candy pan. This is our dear friends, Sandy Pond, and she owns the candy pan. And so we're not affiliated with them. We just really like them. So this is a really cool pan, and it's buttered. But if you don't have this kind of a thing, you can put it in like a 13 by 9 pan or smaller if you want them taller ones. Whew, this is sticky stuff.
Oil, not extract?
Because cinnamon oil has a really, really concentrated flavor, like really concentrated. And I did put powdered cinnamon in these marshmallows, as well as the cinnamon oil. I used cinnamon oil today, 1, because I had it, 2, because I did. I guess I could have used cinnamon extract. I do have cinnamon extract. I did make cinnamon extract.
Cinnamon oil is like really, you taste a little bit and it's like, woo!
So this is my cinnamon extract that I made. Ceylon cinnamon extract.
It's pretty good. It's not
I would have to use more of the cinnamon extract, to get the intensity that I wanted. And I probably should have, because that was an injury product. The cinnamon oil was an injury product that I made.
Or the cinnamon extract was?
The cinnamon extract. Sorry. Thanks, Cody. He's keeping me honest. This is really thick marshmallow, and it's not really spreading out. That's okay. That's how you know it's homemade. And I wanted to make this I like it when my homemade marshmallows have a little bit of a crunch. So I like to add some sprinkles. I'm adding some red sprinkles. These are just sugar.
This is like a cinnamon spicy marshmallow,
yeah.
Right?
But here it is, January 4th. And when I ran to this store, when people were like, oh, we want to see marshmallows, I was like, I want to make cinnamon marshmallows. If I'm going to make marshmallows, I want cinnamon ones. And I was so excited because the Valentine's candy was all in stock, which means that they had cinnamon heart imperials, like red hots. I love these things. And so I'm going to sprinkle these all over the top of my marshmallows. All right. One go through the floor. We'll sweep that up in a second. All right. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, marshmallows, at this point, you let them sit overnight, and you try really, really hard not to try and pick at them. But that's why when you take your time and just oh darn, there's so much marshmallow left on this. It's really good. So anyway, we have Hawaiian vanilla beans coming up. We have India vanilla beans for group order coming up right after that. We have lots of fun things coming up in the year, the 2025. Does anybody else have any other questions you see in there? I hope that we thoroughly addressed questions and not, I was kind of distracted by making marshmallows and soup and stuff. Hawaiian vanilla beans are one of our favorites. We call them our supermodel beans. They are sweet and delightful and rich. We also know that they are expensive. At $20 an ounce, they are our most expensive vanilla bean that we sell via group order. I don't know what your budgets are. I love them, but I also understand that that's out of the price range of a lot of people, and that's okay too. We try and balance it by having something that's less expensive, then we have Hawaiian, and then we do something else that's darker or richer, and we just try and rotate through all of our different things so that everybody can have the options to get what they would like. I hope that you can find some things that you enjoy. If you have other questions, please feel free to put them in the comments or to ask somewhere else. If you have a question about a group order that you need addressed by an admin to look up your order, we appreciate if you'd email us at indriesvanillabbeangroup@gmail.com. I've got marshmallow all over my hands. And yeah, look up your stuff with your lookup tool. That's the second resource down in our resources page. And I will share recipes from all of these things that I just made. I made Anasazi beans with ham and then cinnamon marshmallows.
Are any of those orders coming up good for paste?
Yeah, they're all great for vanilla paste. But if you want our personal, like a moderator's most favorite one, hop on today or tomorrow. Are the Papua New Guinea V. planifolia beans that have not quite closed yet. They're closing on tomorrow night, Sunday. Those ones are our number one favorite for making vanilla paste. You can make vanilla paste with any type of vanilla bean, but Papua New Guinea V. planifolia ones, they are wonderful for paste. They're just a really well-balanced flavor, and they are vanilla forward, but then they have this slight fruitiness that, I don't know, it just works really great for vanilla paste. So that's what I would recommend. And they're only $8 an ounce. So compared to the India or the Hawaiian beans, they're a lot more cost effective. So.
All right, I think that's everything.
All right. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'm going to not be snitching marshmallow before it's time. Bye.